Imagine your story, what will you be today? A princess in a pretty dress, or a knight that saves the day? Come, let's run, play, pretend all day to imagine your story today.
Welcome back. We're so glad to see you. I'm Miss Rhonda.
I'm Miss Isabella.
And we're here for summer program. We're going to have a great time today. But first, we need to do a little stretching.
Ooh.
So let's get ready. Listen up. Touch your head, your shoulders, your knees, your toes. Touch your knees, your shoulder, your head, and then your toes. And now, touch your nose. Oh, that was good. You guys
Good
are
job.
quick. Great.
All right, are you guys ready for a good song? We're going to have you clapping through the castle. So let's get to it.
There is clapping in the castle, there is clapping all around. There is clapping in the castle, mirth and merriment abound. There is jumping with the jesters, there is jumping all around. There is jumping with the jesters, mirth and merriment abound. There is twirling in the towers, there is twirling all around. There is twirling in the towers, mirth and merriment abound. There is dancing on the drawbridge, there is dancing all around. There is dancing on the drawbridge, mirth and merriment abound. Light the candles, start the music, lords and ladies, one and all. With our song and dance and laughter, we will fill the castle walls. With our song and dance and laughter, we will fill the castle walls.
We want to thank Macmillan Publishing for allowing us to read this great story, The Great Gran Plan, written by Ellie Woolard and illustrated by Stephen Linton. The pig had a house in the wild, wild wood. It was safe, it was strong, and it was snug, and it was good. So when the bad wolf started howling and prowling and skulking and scowling and grizzling and growling, the pig said, "Old wolf, you can blow till you're blue, but you'll not break my house down, whatever you do." The wolf simply glared and then slunk back into the woods. But there on the pathway, the very next day, the pig found a note that said, "Top secret plot. Number 1, eat the 3 little pigs," and it was crossed out. Number 2, gobble Red Riding Hood's gran, nice and hot. "No," cried the pig. "Oh, my trusty old trotter, that stinky old flea bag, that wily old rotter." And he leaped to the wheel of his rusty old van, crying, "Pig to the rescue, save that gran. I'll snatch him, I'll catch him, that wolf won't escape. But first what I need is a super pig cape." So he dashed through the town till he came to a stall. They hadn't a cape, but they gave him a shawl. Then he leaped to the wheel of his rusty old van, crying, "Pig to the rescue, save that gran." Now I'll have to be sneaky. I might have to spy. Binoculars, yes, I should give them a try. So he dashed to the shop, and there weren't any there. But he did find some rather fine specs, the last pair. Then he leaped to the wheel of his rusty old van, crying, "Pig to the rescue, save that gran. I'll swoop on that wolfie, I'll hoop him, I hope. But now what I need is some lovely strong rope." So he dashed to the city, The shops were so full, and the rope was sold out. But he did find some wool. Then he ran to the wheel of his rusty old van, crying, "Pig to the rescue! Save that Gran!" But just as he came to the edge of the wood, he stopped most abruptly, as there the wolf stood. Red Riding Hood's granny? Well, how do you do? Strangely enough, I've been searching for you, although I admit that it's quite a surprise. You've such a strange nose and such small piggy eyes. Gran, thought the pig, and he took a long look. Then he quivered and quaked, and he shivered and he shook. The wolf eyed him up and snarled, nice and plump, not old and not chewy. Just look at that rump. You taste rather rare, and a roll, I would bet." And he lunged at the pig, but then down came a net. And there in the wood was Red Riding Hood's Gran, who cried, "Think we can't catch you? You bet that we can." "You wicked old wolf, you may huff, you may puff, but I'm telling you now, I have had quite enough." Then she tied up the wolf from his nose to his tail, and together they took him and dropped him in jail. "Thanks," cried the pig, but the Gran said, "Thank you. That wolf would have minced me for Great Granny stew." And linking together they danced out a jig, the wolf-busting Gran and the clever young pig. Yes, they both said, "We're an excellent team." And the wolf never came there again, it would seem. Far across the town, Red Riding Hood took fright. She found a wolf in Granny's bed when she told her good night. Fairy tales, read them every day. Oh, what fun it is to hear how Goldilocks got away. Fairy tales, full of joy and laughter. Do you know how this one ends? Why, it's happily ever after.
For today's craft, we're going to be making a big bad wolf plate. So what you're going to get in your craft bag, you're going to get 2 ears, you're going to get 2 eyes, 1 big mouth, and then a couple of brown squares to make your wolf. What you're going to need at home is either tape or glue, whichever one works for you. And let's get started. The first step that we're going to do is we're going to take our little brown squares and we're going to take our glue or tape and we're going to put the glue on the plate just like this. And when you have enough, just start taking your squares and lightly tapping them onto the glue so that it sticks right on the plate. Alright, once you're all done and your plate looks like this, we're going to take it, flip it over, and we're going to take both of our ears, place them right at the top so that your little wolf can hear. And for this one, I'm going to use tape. Cut a piece off and tape it down just like that. Once you've got one done, we're going to move on to the next one. Right there. And now, he's a little floppy. Just like that. Let me fix that ear. Now that our wolf has great big ears for listening, we're going to place him back down, and we're going to take our two eyes and glue them down wherever you want, hopefully somewhere where he can see okay. And we're going to take our glue, put it on the back of the eye, and push it down right there. And that looks good. And do the same with the other one. Right there. And now that he can see you, we're going to take our mouth and we're going to put it right underneath there. And maybe you want him hanging off the plate a little bit, just like that. And I'm going to take my glue again, flip it around, put it on the back of the snout. Big old glue spot. And place it right where I want it. Push down so that glue really gets in there. And then you're all done. There's our wolf.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you had a great time. We'll see you back here Thursday, July 2nd.
And don't forget to pick up your summer craft bag at Auburndale Public Library. See you guys.
Bye.